Society domesticates us and silences our desire. And even after a season to go out and sow our oats, when all the rebellion tricks us into thinking we forged our own way, we still might succumb to the influence of our time and place that had us coasting toward a familiar destination, guided along familiar tracks by rules and conventions until we become indistinguishable from our parents. They taught us their ways. They enforced their will, and they punished us if we didn't listen. All under the pretext that they were doing what's best for us. And since they enjoy the stability of convention and duty, we might see their time as an age of respectability, an age of harmless formality, an age of innocence, for that's exactly what their pretext would have us believe it was. The Age of Innocence follows Newland Archer's forbidden love with the scandalized Ellen Olenska, in spite of his engagement to May Welland, the woman society expects him to marry. In Archer's wrestling with societal expectations that make him disguise his desire for Ellen, Edith Wharton crafts some of the juiciest sexual tension and subtext in American literature. The subtext of a scene is the emotional truth of the characters, the meaty center of what's really going on beneath characters' attempts to dissimulate, a word Edith Wharton uses throughout the novel that means to conceal or disguise one's thoughts, feelings, or character. And if a forbidden love affair were not fertile enough ground to explore hidden intentions, setting the story in the Gilded Age solidifies the thematic statement about the era's preoccupation with appearances and propriety. After all, it's not the Golden Age, it's the Gilded Age, where everything has a veneer of gold hiding what lies beneath. Frequently in The Age of Innocence and other stories by Edith Wharton, characters blush and flush and betray their true feelings through reddening beneath their carefully composed facial expressions. It's as though their blood were trying to let the truth out. The subtext between Archer and Ellen likewise rises and colors the stiff and dry formality of the setting, transcending the era with a timeless exploration of love that goes against societal expectations.
May is a darling. I've seen no young girl in New York so handsome and so intelligent. Are you very much in love with her?
Newland Archer reddened and laughed. As much as a man can be. She continued to consider him thoughtfully, as if not to miss any shade of meaning in what he said.
Do you think, then, there is a limit?
To being in love? If there is, I haven't found it. She glowed with sympathy.
It's really and truly a romance.
The most romantic of romances.
How delightful. And you found it all out for yourselves? It was not in the least arranged for you?
Archer looked at her incredulously. Have you forgotten, he asked with a smile, that in our country we don't allow our marriages to be arranged for us? The subtext here is that while Archer's marriage to May is not arranged in the traditional sense, perhaps it is arranged by societal expectation. And further, this is subtly pointed out to him in a coy question from the woman he's actually in love with.
How do you like my funny house? To me, it's like heaven.
You've arranged it delightfully.
What does it matter where one lives? I'm told this street is respectable.
It's not fashionable.
Fashionable? Do you all think so much of that? Why not make one's own fashions? I suppose I've lived too independently, at any rate. I want to do what you all do. I want to feel cared for and safe.
Well, that's what your friends want you to feel. New York's an awfully safe place. Here, Ellen is questioning the values of Archer's social circle. She may say that she wants to do what they all do, but she really wants Archer to care for her.
But you'll explain these things to me. You'll tell me all I ought to know.
It's you who are telling me, opening my eyes to things I'd looked at so long I'd ceased to see them. But just at first, don't let go of your old friends' hands. I mean the older women. They like and admire you. They want to help you.
Oh, I know. But on the condition that they don't hear anything unpleasant. Does no one want to know the truth here, Mr. Archer? The real loneliness is living among all these kind people who only ask one to pretend.
Oh, don't, Ellen.
Does no one cry here either? I suppose there's no need to in heaven.
Age of Innocence depicts the Gilded Age's pretenses as more important than candor, truth, or even love. But as time passes, customs fade, and a way of life that seems permanent can end up like unidentifiable fragments in a museum, whose function is alien to all contemporaries.
It seems cruel that after a while nothing matters any more than these little things that used to be necessary and important to forgotten people and now have to be guessed at under a magnifying glass and labeled use unknown.
In a brief moment of lucidity, we might see the shape of society's influence all at once, as a conspiracy to ship our desires away to an unknown land, far from the noble appearances and respectability that keep everything on an even keel. It might shock us and make our stomachs drop to see the truth laid bare beneath the performatively innocent smiles of the conspirators. But is it enough to fight for desire? Does the conspiracy make us forget ourselves entirely? Or after we've turned our backs on all we've loved and hardened into replicas of our parents, does a remnant of what we want remain within us? For me, it's hard to say, but I'm more old-fashioned. A man of his time and place, even though that time has gone and the place is one I hardly recognize anymore. Still, I'm an artifact from that era, a small piece in the museum that might seem odd and alien to the people of today. But beneath the contemporary fashions and sensibilities, somewhere under the roles I inhabit and the duties I fulfill, almost completely invisible to myself, is desire to escape all these expectations and be with the one I love. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to check out some other videos on my channel, maybe start with America and the Cult of the Cactus Boots or A Chain of Influence. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can buy my novel, Lionel Lancet and the Right Vibe, or you can check out my Ko-fi account with the link in the description. Thanks again.